ICP3 we are going to perform matrix multiplication using MapReduce. Let us go through the code of matrix multiplication. We are setting the values of M and P as 1000, 100 and 1000. This implies that the order of the first matrix is 1000 by 100 and the order of the second matrix is 100 by 1000. We are setting this values to the configuration object. We are setting the input and output parts and calling the MapReduce job. In the mapper function, initially we are taking the input and splitting it by comma. Before proceeding with the mapper function, let us see how the input is passed to the mapper function. The input is passed in this form. Mapper receives each record as an input for the mapper function. M represents its M matrix and 0, 0 represents rows by columns and 10 represents the value of the particular cell. Now moving on to the code, we are checking if the value is from the M matrix or from the N matrix. And if the value is from the M matrix, we are iterating the loop from 0 to P, which we have set in the configuration object. And for the key in the M matrix, we are setting the value as the row number, comma, the K value. And for the N matrix, we are setting the key as the M value and the column value, M value, comma, the K value. In the M matrix, we are iterating the loop from 0 to P, and in the N matrix, we are iterating the loop from 0 to M. And the value we are setting it as for M matrix, we are setting the M, comma, value of J, the index, the number of column value, and the value of the cell. And from the F and for the N matrix, we are setting the value as N matrix and row value of the matrix and the value of the cell. And we are writing the key comma value to the reduce function. In the reduce function, we are creating two hash map objects, one to store the values of M matrix and one to store the values of the N matrix. We are getting the values and splitting it by comma. If it is equal to M, then we are pushing it into hash A. If it is equal to N, we are pushing it into hash B. And then we are iterating the loop from 0 to N, which we got from the configuration object. And for in the Mij, we are pushing the hash A value if it contains that key. And we are pushing the value into njk from the hash b value, from the hash b if it contains that particular index, and we are multiplying mij and njk and appending it to the result variable. If the result is not equal to 0, we are writing it to the output. I have already executed, I have made it into a jar file and I have executed the MapReduce job. Now let us check the output. This is the output of the multiplication of the two matrices.